The next 6 to 9 months are really going to test us. Monica and I already knew that we wanted to move back to New York, but we didn't expect it to hit us as hard as it's going to hit us for the next few months. We just found out 2 days ago that our daughter was accepted into NYU's nursing program, which means that I am now heading to work. It is currently 3:30. Actually, sorry, I didn't even change my clock. It's 2:30 and I'm going to be at work at 3 o'clock. And if you guys have watched our videos, you know that I don't pick up overtime. I've mentioned this over and over again. I work about 20 hours a week and I don't want to pick up any more overtime because I'm done with that phase of my life. Monica, in the last month, has only worked, actually in the last month and a half, has only worked 3 shifts. And the reason for that is because per diem employees are just not getting a lot of shifts these days. It's been an ongoing issue now for several months. Although, if Monica wanted to, she could pick up what we call an ad hoc. An ad hoc is basically a request that's sent out a few hours before a shift is supposed to start, asking nurses if they want to come in. But the problem with that is that it's hard to plan for that. If, let's say, Monica and I are trying to get some filming done for the day, or we both go pick up our son together and we take him to the playground, it's hard for her to readjust her schedule in the hopes that an ad hoc comes out, because sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And there have been several times when she just slept during the day because she's a night shift employee, and the request for nurses to come in never came. So what we decided to do was go over our numbers. And as I looked at it, I realized that our monthly expenses amount to somewhere around $9,100 a month, right? That includes the $4,500 to $4,600 that we spend on our house, the mortgage, the property taxes, the homeowner's insurance, the HOA dues. And then the other $4,500, $4,700 goes towards groceries, car insurance, utilities, bills, and our son's tuition, because we pay $1,300 a month, actually $1,363 a month, to keep him in a daycare. He goes to a Montessori school. But when I take all of that into calculation, I look at how much I earn. The fact of the matter is, I only work 20 hours a week. And with my income, we pretty much cover 95% of that. But in order to cover the full amount, Monica just needs to pick up 1 shift every 2 weeks. So on average, like I said, for the last 5 weeks, she's picked up about 3 shifts. However, we did have money saved. Like, that's the importance of saving money, because we had an emergency fund that we kept for a situation like this. But we've used that emergency fund over the last 4 or 5 months because Monica has not been getting too many shifts. So all that to say that I'm going into work now because I need to make up the difference that's needed in order to make sure that we have extra money set aside for when we move to New York. And not only that, our daughter has been begging us to let her go to a private university for the last 4 years now, because most of her classmates, think about it, guys, we live in Sacramento. Sacramento is boring as hell. So a lot of her classmates do not want to go to school in Sacramento, which I totally get. Like, that's the reason why we want to move to New York. So a lot of her classmates ended up getting accepted to UCLA, UCSB, UC Berkeley, and a lot of other good schools where these students get to dorm at. And our daughter felt like she was missing out. But Monica and I went to Borough of Manhattan Community College, got all of our prerequisites for nursing. Then we transferred over to a 4-year school where we only had to pay 2 years worth of private university tuition. So we ended up saving about half of the money we would have spent if we would have went for the full 4 years to that private university. We told our daughter, because she didn't know exactly what major she wanted to study, she should go to a community college and explore her options. And that's what she ended up doing unwillingly. She's in Sac City College. She started there in September of 2024. It is now November 2025, and she's gotten all of the prerequisites she's going to need for the nursing program, but she didn't even start there. Her first semester consisted of computer science courses because she thought that's what she wanted to do. I remember some summers where she was intrigued by the human heart and the chambers of the heart, that I thought she wanted to go into medicine. And Monica and I, we were like, oh, why would you want to go into medicine? So when she told us that she wanted to do computer science, I told her, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and try it. She went half a semester through, came back to me and said, Dad, I don't really like my classes. I'm kind of bored. I'm not interested in them at all. So I asked her what it was that she wanted to do. And she said, do you think I should just go into nursing? I said, I don't know. It's up to you. That was in 2024, September 2024. We're now in November 2025. And she's got enough credits to make it into a nursing program. She said to herself, I'm just going to apply to some schools in New York for the nursing program. and some schools in California. Well, she has only submitted one application so far. That one application happened to be NYU. Out of all schools, it was NYU. And, I don't blame her because there are actually not many schools in New York that have a BSN program. Most of them are either accelerated BSN programs for students who have a bachelor's degree already, or programs for nurses who want to get a bachelor's degree in nursing. And then there's associate degree nursing programs, but there aren't too many bachelor's of science in nursing programs for students who already have credits and want to transfer into the school. So when she applied to the school, we were not expecting much. I even helped her write the essay, and not even a month and a half passes by. And she's done an incredible recovery from when she was in high school during COVID. Because while she was getting her nursing prerequisites, she was also going to school to get her CNA, and she ended up getting a job at Shake Shack. So she was doing all these three things at the same time. So now she's working her first job as a CNA, she's at work, and she gets this email telling her that she got a notification from NYU. And she's like, oh man, what is this? What is this? Is it the acceptance letter? Am I gonna get rejected? So she messaged us and she said she's gonna open it as soon as she gets home. A few hours later, she shows up at home, she rushes through the door, opens up her laptop, and we start recording the moment. And we're nervous, but at the same time, what if she doesn't get in? She's wanted this all her life. She's wanted to get into a prestigious university. And then this is our reaction.
I got in!
You're lying! You're lying! The Danica from 3-4 years ago could not have imagined the Danica that exists today. And a lot of people say that it's because of the parents. As much as I agree with that, she could have just as easily said, I'm not gonna keep trying. And that's why I was so proud of her that day. But at the same time, I'm on my way to work because we promised her when she started school at a community college that if she proved to us it was worth us investing in her college education, we would do it 100%. So now for the next 6 to 9 months, my goal is to pick up as many shifts as I can, unwillingly because you guys know how much I hate it. However, you also know that I work smart overtime. So I try not to pick up on my days off because if I pick up on my days off, me being a 20-hour shift employee, that means that I'm only getting paid at straight pay, which is why I'm coming in at 3 o'clock. I usually start at 6 o'clock. So I'm coming in at 3 p.m. And from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., I'm making time and a half. And if I'm getting paid $110 an hour, that means that I'm going to be getting paid something like $165 an hour. And I might also pick up some double time shifts, which means that instead of making $110 per hour, I'm going to be making $220 per hour. And my goal is to try to do that at least once per pay period. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I'm going to be pulling into my job's parking lot in a few minutes. If you guys want more content like this, more updates, please feel free to let me know. I'm literally filming this video the day before I post it because I don't have many videos that I've recorded in the last 3 to 4 weeks because we were on a trip to New York. And now for the next few months, we're not gonna be traveling anymore. We need to save as much money as possible and we need to hunker down. Besides the trip that we're gonna be taking when we go to Whistler, because I did mention we booked this trip early in the beginning of the year, so we can't cancel it. But besides that trip, we are not gonna be traveling anymore. Oh wait, I should also mention, I do have to travel with my daughter because she's gonna be starting school in January. So I'm gonna be taking a plane with her and we're gonna take all her stuff, we're gonna check it all in, and we're gonna go to New York City because she's gonna be staying with her grandmother while she's going to NYU, which is a great thing for us because we don't have to worry about paying for her to dorm. However, she did ask us if we could pay for her to dorm for 1 semester, which is something that I don't really feel comfortable with because she has housing that we don't have to pay for. So why would we want to pay for housing when she already has a place to live? Anyway, so I'm here at work. I'm going to see you guys next week. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Also, make sure you guys download our app. It's called Map My Pay. And in that app, we help nurses compare their current salary in the cities that they live to over 1,000 cities in the US. And we also have a community there. And we will be revamping the entire app. It's going to be available on our website in the next coming weeks. That platform is going to have everything nurses are going to need in order to improve their careers and their finances. So make sure you download the app. It's called Map My Pay. The link is in the description below.